When you think of culture, you might picture museums, operas, or ancient cities. But what if I told you that culture is far older than any city, any king, or any written word? It's a story that begins not with stone tablets, but with stone tools in the hands of our earliest ancestors. Let's rewind the clock way back to uncover how culture made us human. Long before we built civilizations, we were cultural beings. Early humans didn't have books or schools, but they had something just as powerful: each other. Knowledge was passed down through imitation, watching an elder chip away at a piece of flint to create a sharp edge. It was shared through rituals, perhaps a dance to celebrate a successful hunt, and through stories told around a crackling fire. This was the dawn of culture, the invisible thread connecting one generation to the next. Think about the first stone tools. They weren't just functional objects for survival. They were the earliest expressions of cultural identity. Archaeologists have found that different groups of early humans developed their own unique styles of toolmaking. It was like having a regional accent, but with stone axes. This wasn't just instinct. It was learned behavior, a tradition passed down. The way you shaped your tool said something about who you were and which group you belonged to. It was the first sign of us versus them, a fundamental building block of human society. Then came a game changer: fire. Mastering fire did more than just keep our ancestors warm and safe from predators. It completely rewired their social lives. Cooking food made it easier to digest, providing more energy for our growing brains. But more importantly, the hearth became the first living room. Instead of scattering at dusk, people gathered around the flames. This was where the magic happened. They shared food, reinforcing cooperation and social bonds. They shared stories, solidifying their shared history and beliefs. The simple act of a shared meal around a fire strengthened the very fabric of their community. As our brains grew, so did our ability for something truly revolutionary: complex language. While earlier hominins likely had basic forms of communication, the development of spoken language was like a software update for the human mind. Suddenly, we could share intricate ideas, plan for the future, and recall detailed memories from the past. We could warn others about a danger we saw yesterday or coordinate a complex hunting strategy. Alongside language came symbolic thinking. A simple gesture, a pattern of lines scratched onto a bone, a particular arrangement of stones, these could all represent abstract concepts. We were no longer just living in the present. We were living in a world of shared ideas and meanings. This new world of meaning is most beautifully captured in the first sparks of art and ritual. Imagine venturing deep into a dark cave with only a flickering torch to guide you and seeing majestic images of bison and horses painted on the walls. These were not just doodles. These were powerful expressions of a search for meaning. Why were they painted in such remote, almost sacred locations? We also see evidence of body decoration, like shell beads, and deliberate burial of the dead, sometimes with objects like tools or flowers. This tells us our ancestors were grappling with big questions about life, death, and their place in the universe. Culture wasn't just for survival. It was helping them make sense of a mysterious and often frightening world. For hundreds of thousands of years, we were nomadic hunter-gatherers. But around 10,000 years ago, another massive shift occurred: the agricultural revolution. Learning to plant seeds and domesticate animals changed everything. We went from chasing our food to growing it. This led us to settle down in one place, forming the first villages. This new, settled lifestyle created a cascade of cultural innovations. For the first time, the concept of property, "this is my land, my crop," became central. Social hierarchies began to form. Some people were better farmers, some were better leaders, and society became more structured. We started tracking seasons to know when to plant and harvest, leading to the first calendars and a new concept of time. From these settled villages, the first cities emerged. And with cities came new challenges and new cultural inventions. How do you manage thousands of people living together? You need laws, governance, and organized belief systems to create a shared identity. And most critically, you need a way to keep records. This is where writing comes in. Initially used for tracking grain and taxes, writing quickly became a powerful tool for preserving culture. Stories, laws, and histories no longer had to rely on human memory alone. They could be written down, ensuring their survival across generations. Organized religions provided moral codes and a sense of cosmic order, binding vast populations together under a common cultural umbrella. No culture exists in a vacuum. As cities grew into empires, they began to interact through trade, migration, and, yes, conflict. This exchange was a massive engine for cultural evolution. Ideas, technologies, foods, and beliefs spread along trade routes like the Silk Road. A new invention in one corner of the world could transform a society thousands of miles away. Think of how the compass, invented in China, eventually enabled European voyages of discovery. Technology has always been a powerful catalyst for cultural change. The invention of the printing press, for example, democratized knowledge and fueled revolutions in science and thought. Each new tool didn't just make life easier. It reshaped how we saw the world and each other. Then, just a couple of centuries ago, the pace of change went into hyperdrive. The Industrial Revolution replaced muscle power with machine power. Millions of people moved from farms to cities, fundamentally altering family structures, work life, and social values. Time became regimented by the factory clock, not the sun. New social classes emerged, creating new tensions and new cultural expressions. For the first time in our species' history, culture was evolving much faster than our biology. Our ancient brains, wired for small band societies, were suddenly trying to navigate a world of anonymous, fast-paced cities. And that brings us to today. We live in a world of digital culture, where the internet has reshaped communication, identity, and community in ways we're still trying to understand. We can connect with someone on the other side of the planet in an instant, forming global tribes based on shared interests. Yet, if you look closely, you can still see the echoes of our ancient past. Our deep-seated need for belonging is now met through social media groups. Our love of storytelling continues in movies and video games. Our search for meaning plays out in art, science, and the millions of conversations happening online every second. Despite all our modern complexity, the fundamental purpose of culture remains the same: to connect us, to give us meaning, and to help us navigate the world together. Culture isn't just something we have. It's who we are. If this journey through time has sparked your curiosity and you believe, like we do, that understanding our past is key to understanding ourselves, then become a part of our community. Your support is the fuel that powers these explorations. By hitting that subscribe button and giving this video a like, you're not just clicking a button. You're casting a vote for curiosity and knowledge. Thank you for watching.